Imagine sitting down in a corner. You are not trying to stop your thoughts. You are not suppressing your emotions. You're simply focusing on your breath or just sitting there absorbing your thoughts as they come and go. Day after day, something begins to change. Your body responds differently. Your thoughts, your emotions, they stop torturing you, and the way you experience the world starts to shift. How can doing something that looks like nothing create such profound changes? What do you think is happening when you meditate? Namaste, I'm Tushara. You are watching Tattva Theory, where we ask timeless questions and explore them through both science and ancient Indian wisdom. Today, everybody is fascinated with yoga and meditation. This fascination has inspired a lot of neuroscientists to conduct multiple experiments to find out what happens when you meditate. Dr. Judson Brewer found that experienced meditators showed quieter default mode network, the brain system that is responsible for constant mental chatter. At Harvard, Dr. Sarah Lazar used MRI scans to demonstrate that regular meditation can physically reshape the adult brain, changing the long-held belief that it's structurally impossible for an adult brain to change. Dr. Richard Davidson studied Tibetan monks and discovered that decades of meditation are associated with a remarkably high level of gamma brainwave activity linked to heightened attention, awareness, and compassion. Research has shown that meditation can influence gene expression, reduce markers of inflammation, and even alter how the brain processes pain. Modern neuroscience has done an extraordinary job at revealing what happens in your brain when you meditate. It has documented measurable changes in our thoughts, our emotions, behavior, structure change, and even our biology. But an even deeper question remains. Why does meditation produce these effects in the first place? How can just sitting in one corner quietly create such massive effects in our body? When you read Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Sutra, or even Upanishads, you get to see one thing constantly repeated. They continuously describe the nature of mind. According to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, shloka 34, mind is restless, turbulent, and powerful. Controlling it is as difficult as controlling wind. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, shloka 4 and 5, Sri Krishna also says, mind can be your friend or your enemy. It says a person can lift oneself by one's own mind or degrade oneself. For the mind alone is one's friend and mind alone is one's enemy. If disciplined, this mind helps in liberation. If uncontrolled, it binds us. These scriptures also explain how exactly to train your mind. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, shloka 35, undoubtedly, the mind is restless and difficult to control, but it can be brought under control by constant practice and detachment. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, shloka 36, it says, whenever the restless mind and unsteady mind wanders, gently bring it back and place it in the self. And this is exact technique. What exactly happens when you train your mind like this and dive into deep meditation? According to Yoga Sutra, chapter 1, shloka 4, we usually tend to identify our thoughts. But with this training, mind becomes still and the self is revealed. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 6, shloka 20, Sri Krishna says, when mind restrained through practice of yoga becomes still and one sees the self by self and finds complete joy in the self. Meditation is a technique for quieting and purifying the mind. As mind becomes still and clear, a state known as Chitta Shuddhi is attained. It becomes capable of recognizing one's true nature, the self. According to Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, you are that ultimate reality yourself, which is also addressed as Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Katha Upanishads provides us clearest description of meditative state. When five senses together with your mind comes to rest, the intellect ceases its activity. That is said to be the highest state. So basically, it is literally like a dusty mirror that cannot reflect your face clearly. Cleaning the mirror doesn't create new reflections, it just simply reveals the truth that is already there. Science has shown that our body is designed to protect itself. Inflammation fights injury. Cortisol prepares us for new dangers. Our thoughts constantly analyze the past, predict the future to keep us safe. Even our emotions evolved to help us survive. But in absence of real danger, these protective systems can become overactive, keeping us in a state of chronic stress and worry and emotional reactivity rather than genuine protection. By practicing meditation, we can reduce mind wandering, reshape neural pathways, improve emotional regulation, and even influence inflammation and pain perception. The scriptures don't deny any of these things, but they don't stop there. Their interest isn't primarily in a healthier brain or a calmer mind. Those are just preparatory phase. The survival mechanism that is meant to protect us also acts as distraction and keeps us from understanding the reality of existence. Meditation does not ask us to suppress any of these body distractions. In fact, it asks us to observe them. This practice gradually settles the noise and reveals the awareness that has always been present. The scriptures just provides us the technique that is necessary for this kind of realization. It does not ask us for blind belief, it simply asks us to sit, observe, and experience it ourselves.